They said, I still don't understand why they accepted you. There's 96 other people before you. I said, I told you, you don't know who my daddy is. And when I got there, it was in West End. I ain't never been a country boy. I ain't never been up there around nobody, hour from anywhere. And I said, all right, God, I need a job. I don't know nobody. Kind of a little scared up here. You know, I like the backwoods. He said, all right, I got you. Within 30 minutes, somebody said, hey, you need a pair of boots? I said, sure. He said, because you're going to work. We've been there 3 months, ain't had a job. It wasn't very much. Working construction started out at $8.50 an hour. It's all about whether you humble yourself or not. How bad do you want it? Within 8 months, I got about a $4 or $5 raise, working 60, 70 hours a week. I mean, it wasn't lovely, but it paid the bills. I was the only person living for God up there at that place. Watched my roommate OD and die on heroin. Died in the bathroom. First thing everybody does is scream me. I was saying, I love Jesus, I love Jesus, but I don't know what to do about that. Because their reference, to anything traumatic was me, because I was the only person living for Christ. So I'd stand up and say, hey, I'll live for God. This is the way it is. Whether y'all like it or not, y'all gonna respect me and I respect you. So I said, I can't fix that. I can pray for y'all, I can do all kinds of things, but I can't fix that. And so I began to pursue different avenues. Place opened up for me, Teen Challenge. He said, we ain't got a job for you, but we'll give you a bed to sleep in. We'll judge your character and let you stay here for a while. I'll still let you work your construction job, and then we'll see if you are who you say you are, and I'll make you a job. They created a job for me that they've been letting the guys do, just so I'd have a job. Being around Christian people and being able to disciple and mentor people. By the time I got through with that, for a year, I had done got custody of my daughter, which I had never had custody of, ever. I had supervised custody, or supervised visitation, 2 hours. Wasn't even allowed to take my daughter to the store. Now I got full custody. That's what God will do. Got a wife, house, 5 cars. I mean, they ain't fancy cars, but I got 5 cars. Some of them don't run. Praise God, that's the way I like them. I'm a country boy. If you can't tear it up, you don't need it. But I mean, there's a bunch of other things that I could incorporate. I don't always do everything because I go about 4 or 5 hours. I went 3.5 before, so I'm trying not to do that to y'all. So that's what God's did in my life. He's brought me to where I am now. I completed my first year of ministry school last year through the Sons of God. I haven't took my certification class because some things happened at that time in my life I wasn't able to go. I'm probably going to pursue getting my certification this year. And then I took a year off for school and goes to try to focus on my business. Oh yeah, God gave me a business, my own company. Never even thought I'd have that. It ain't the best in the world, but it's a process. Got to be willing to start from the bottom, work your way up. I'm thankful. I can work my own hours, do my own thing. God's good. I wanted to share a couple other things before it got too late. Maybe some of the warning signs of addiction or acting out of character. If somebody has always done something their whole life, and all of a sudden they don't want to do it anymore, show no interest in it. Sometimes you phase out stuff. Don't get me wrong, but you can be a good judge of character as far as that goes. That's one of the first things to go. Not doing things they've always done that had meaning in his or her life. Not going to public events, family events. Being late to everything and making ridiculous excuses because they think they sound good. They really don't know they sound ridiculous. At the time, they think it sounds good. if they're talking that crazy to you, they're probably high. Just, I mean, 'cause I know I did it, and I've spoken to my mom and dad, and we've had some restoration there, and they tell me, son, some of the things you used to do, we know just how as soon as you step foot out of the car, you know, and I thought I was perfect, but didn't nobody know. See, gets easily offended and jumps immediately on the defense. If you say anything to them or try to speak in their life in any manner, they easily get offended and start throwing up walls and saying anything, get short with you, don't want to talk about it, just walk off rather than say it. That's a sign. Ways I would recommend to avoid addiction would simply be don't try. But in order to have that kind of strength, I would say you first have to be prayed up daily and having an intimate relationship with Christ. Because without that, I believe I would still be getting high. So I think that is a very key aspect. I mean, because addiction has no agenda. It don't matter if you're rich, you're poor, you're white, you're black, you're yellow. It don't matter. It don't matter if you're the president's son or the poorest man in the community. It don't matter. It'll take anybody you can get. And I know that personally because I introduced some people to it that I'm very, very ashamed of, that have probably ruined their life. And I've had to pray and ask for forgiveness for. That was very good people in the community. Their mom and dad was very respected in the community, and their kids were too. But I didn't have an agenda. All I had an agenda was, how are you going to benefit me? I don't care about you or your soul. So that's why I say that, because out of experiences, let's see. If you know people that are doing drugs, don't try to go into their territory and say, well, I'm going to save them, because it's a lot easier to get pulled into a pool than to pull somebody out of one. Because there's powers and principalities and demons set over that area. There's principalities over certain cities and stuff, like the principality of meth, for instance. When that thing's over something, you go and avoid it, it's going to attack you. And if you're not ready for it, you may be prayed up in one area, but you ain't prayed up in that area, and it might come around and attack you, and you're not ready for it. So I would recommend waiting until they come to your territory, or a neutral site where it's not theirs nor yours, grocery store or somewhere, before you approach that person. Because when it's on your territory or a neutral site, God's got you right there, because it's on your terms. They can leave whenever they want to. If they get offended, they can go. You're not there. You're not in territory. You may not know what they have. They might get offended and have a gun because they're out of their mind. You don't never know what somebody that's strung out can do. So I've seen a lot of people get converted and then want to go back into all the drugs places and say, I'm going to save all these people. These people were my friends. Next time, maybe 2 months later, they're getting high. That's why I said that, because I've seen it happen a lot of times. So, me personally, I'm not going there. And I might talk to you on Facebook and say, hey, you want to come over to my house? And if you don't, then fine. But if you do, I'll minister to you. If you don't, then obviously it's not God's time. I got to have enough discernment to know not to go over there. If you have a friend or a loved one finds himself trapped or bound in addiction, the most effective way to help him out is, of course, point him or her to Jesus, but also invest your time with him or her. The thing I remember the most is the people that invested time in my life and spoke words of wisdom and encouraged me. That out of everything through my addiction, that means the most was the people that wasn't too scared that the reputation was going to be hurt by speaking to me. It meant the most in my life. People that wasn't too proud to associate with lowly people. Because I was lost. I ain't know nothing. If some of the people probably wouldn't have spoken words into my life, I might not would have got saved then. That some of their prayers, some of their words might have helped me get to that place, might have carried me that far, rather than me killing myself or whatever else could have happened or still be doing drugs now. And I'm very thankful for it. Be sure to make sure it's always on your terms or your playing field when you're investing time. Kind of like what I was saying, don't go into their territory because there's things there that you may not be aware of. Be sure while investing your time, you're not enabling them, because once they feel comfortable around you, they might try to use you in a sense. I'm not saying it always happens, but sometimes when they get comfortable around you, they may start asking, hey, I need a little gas money. Hey, I need a little this. Well, if I need gas, go to the gas station. You want to help them put some gas in the car. Don't give them the money. They hungry, go take them out to eat. Then you got some more time to invest with them. Talk to them. Don't give them the money. It ain't going. It ain't going in the gas tank. They'd rather walk somewhere and be high than have a tank full of gas and not be high. Also, tough love is the best thing that my mom and dad did for me. When they said, I'm not going to support you, don't call me, and I'm not coming to see you, that is what I needed to hear. Because all I had left was Jesus. And now this is the result of it. If they would have kept enabling me, if they would have kept babying me in a sense, I would have realized all wrong that I did, and I would have turned to Jesus in the manner that I did. So I'm very thankful for it. I understand it's probably very hard to do that, but it's necessary because you know the good outcome. I'm one. I can testify to it. That's the reason why I'm here. Because they eventually got tired. They said that enough is enough. You're going to learn the hard way. And through that, I pressed through because I couldn't call home and say, hey, Mama, I need some money. Hey, Mama, I need this so I can be comfortable down here in prison. No, you didn't get nothing. And from that, you know, the hard times and the persecution that I had to go through down there provoked me to push into Christ more than if I was living comfortably. So I hope that encouraged someone tonight. That's all that I had. I got one other scripture I can share real quick. Psalms 119:71. It was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your decrees. Because if I hadn't been afflicted, I probably wouldn't know Christ's word. And that was what I held on to. That was my hope while I was in prison. To look at it in a positive manner for being incarcerated. Well, David said it back then. It was good for me to be afflicted because otherwise I might not would know your word. I definitely wouldn't know him intimately. But that's all I got. I hope that someone's encouraged. Maybe that can help in a manner. Maybe that'll help understand me if y'all didn't know me that well. I hope that maybe you could use it in someone else's life. Before I go, I just want to ask if anybody needs prayer, needs healing, needs prayer for anyone that might be suffering from addiction, any problem in your life. If God can use me, I want Him to use me. If not, it's okay. But I want to give everybody the opportunity before I go, because you never know what somebody's going through. And if there's anything that I can do to help somebody, I want to be able to do it.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
In the first place, that was one of the best testimonies as far as drug addiction goes that I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard several. I got some in my family that's a drug addict. I got one that went through the same thing as you did. His dad bailed him out of jail 10, 15 times. Kept him out of trouble. And every time his mother was telling his dad to stop it, that they needed to do some tough love like you talk about. Well, the dad died. The boy got put in jail again, drugs again. He called his mom and said, "Mom, or bail me out. Or put up the money and get me out." She said, "No. Period. You ain't getting a dime no more." She said, "You got to grow up," because he was up around 27 years old. She said, "You're going to have to grow up and be a man." She said, "I'm your mom, I love you, but you ain't getting nothing from me. You're going to serve your time in there this time. When they will let you out. Nobody's going to help you. I'll stop anybody from helping you." And she did. He come out a changed man. Now, he's like you, he's a real fine young man. He's working a full-time job, he's married now, he's got kids. My question is, and it concerns you and Jason, this same speech that you just gave us needs to be presented to the youth of this church and brought out to young people to stop this from ever happening. If they can hear what you went through,
Yes, sir.
and how you corrected it, then maybe they will never get started on the first cigarette.
Yes, sir.
Or the first meth.
Pastor Cody has already contacted me, and he wanted me to speak Wednesday to the youth, but I already had a prior obligation to with the K through 12 boys on Wednesday night. I got to teach them, but I was going to, and I forgot that my I was on the 5th, and he said I think July, when he has the baby, there'll be an opportunity then, because they're fixing to do tribes. And then after I get through that he would give me an opportunity to speak to them.
You can stop one kid from going through that. Amen.
Yeah.
One family.
And when I speak to kids like that, I kind of interject a lot of their lingo in the drug world, so they kind of understand where I'm coming from a little bit more, to kind of modernize it and to relate to them in a sense, to let them know that I'm not playing about anything that I went through.
See, you being through it, and that many times you went through it, someone like you would have a whole lot better reaction out of them than somebody like me that never had the problem.
Yes, sir.
Drugs. They wouldn't listen to me because I know nothing whatsoever about it except what I've seen my family and my friends go through.
Yes, sir.
And you could do wonders with the youth on maybe preventing it.
Yes, sir. I will, Lord.
I'm proud of you, man.
I'll be a vessel. The Lord's going to do the wooing.
Well, I'm proud of how far you come.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And I've got a question about the advice to parents or grandparents or any, to give to the kids. I mean, what signs do you look for? I mean, obviously, you said you were with your brother. Your parents let you go with your brother with your first time of
Yes.
getting high. I mean, obviously, you can't put them in a
One other thing that I would recommend, if they've already started doing it, maybe not preventive maintenance, but something like if you suspect them doing anything out of character, a person of addict is a person of habit. Where they think you won't look, where they think you won't go, is where they'll put it. So, like maybe when they're asleep or something, if they're old enough to drive a car, okay, you normally don't go through their car. You don't ever question them about it. Wait till they're asleep and go out there and look at it. Go through it 11, 12 o'clock at night. Every month, every 2 months, whatever, go out there and look. Something that if you don't normally check their room or their dressers, go in there and look. Flip the mattress up, look underneath the mattress if you don't ever do that. Things they know that you don't do is the places they're probably going to hide it if they don't keep it on them at all times. They're going to feel it. They're going to put it in a place they feel safe. So, but when you do it, you got to make sure that they don't know you're doing it. When they're at school or something, then you check up, in some of those places. But make sure you put everything back exactly how it was. Because I was a person. Like, if I put something underneath my bed, I folded it a certain way. So if somebody came in there and did it, and they wouldn't pay attention to how I folded it, I would know they'd been there. So pay attention, don't just go through there just, like this, because if they're trying to hide something, they do it intently. I will put things in certain places so I know if somebody's been there. So I would be, I would do things like that. Red eyes, of course. That's drinking, smoking pot. Dilated pupils, meth, cocaine. Small pupils would be during the daylight. Lower tabs, anything like that. Meth, cocaine, any kind of speed of any sort during the daylight. Your eyes will be like a pin needle. At nighttime, it'll be like a quarter. There won't be no color in your eyes. They'll be solid black. If at nighttime, my mom, once she figured out my brother did meth, it was hard for me to get by because my brother did everything before I got old enough to do it. So I had to be really smart. As soon as she come in the door, she said, "All right, come with me to the bathroom." We had a big old full-length mirror, and she cut the light off and on, and she's standing right beside you and said, "Look at your pupils, look at mine. Why aren't your pupils reacting the same way mine are?" And you couldn't say that because your eyes won't lie. You can convince somebody. You can act a certain way. You can do everything, but you can't hide your eyes. So if you had one thing to look at their eyes, because you can't hide it, no matter what you do. Yeah, your eyes won't lie, and that's what she always did to us, and it every time, because she didn't do nothing. If your eyes ain't doing like hers, boy, you go and get out the house. You ain't sleeping at her house like that. That would be one thing. Another thing is check up on the people that they hang out with. You don't have to let them know. As they come around, as they throw out names, go on Facebook and look at people, look on their page and see what they talk about, see what they do. A lot of people that I don't know, if they say, "Okay, I know such, I'll type that person's name in and pull it up and like, ain't nothing but cussing or talking about smoking pot and this and that on their page. I know you ain't worth crap. Unless you're ministering to those people, but if you're hanging out with them on a daily basis, that's different. So that's some of the things that some of the kids nowadays, they probably don't think nothing about it because they grew up in social media, so they post everything on social media. Either Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Just pull up her page. It ain't hidden. If you know their name, you can pull it up. So that's what I would do. I would try to monitor some of that because your family member might be able to hide it, but some of the other people they hang out with ain't gonna care. Their family's cool with it, but yours ain't. But you still associate with them. So when somebody else looks at their page, they don't care because their parents don't care, and then it's gonna tell on you. I mean, it takes some work and some effort sometimes, but it's worth every minute of it if you can save somebody's life. Yes. Because it destroys people's lives, and not everybody makes it out. I'm very grateful that the Lord.
What's the percent that makes it out?
Oh. I know the percentage for meth is 5%.
They come out.
5% that try meth quit successfully. I think it's 3% of people that use a needle with meth quit successfully.
In that rehab that I went to, only 15% did not come back.
The recidivism rate for prison is 76%.
And so, with that number, they didn't start with math. And so, if you can catch these people when they just start, then you have a better chance. Instead of waiting until they're...
Smoking marijuana is okay.
Well, it's fixing to be legal.
That's what they think, but it's not.
It's sweeping the country. It's going to be legal.
That's what I started with. You see what I ended up like. I started out smoking a joint.
And if we can, I believe that's, if they're further than that, then you got your hands full. But I think we've got to be snoopers.
I think you have to catch it quicker now.
And our grandkids and our, sons, our daughters, stuff, we got to get in their business so that we'll know. We want to know. We don't want to walk around ignorant. We want to know.
And things, as time moves on, I think the progression rate is moving rapidly. For instance, when I went to jail, when I was cooking meth, all my friends just smoked meth. All right, and I knew lots of them. When I got out, I had to go to 10 different houses before I would find somebody that was smoking bowl with me. Everybody was shooting meth, which is progressing. It's bad. It's really hard to get off of. I witnessed a lot of people. It creates a whole new monster. Very, very, very bad. Heroin, the fentanyl, the stuff they're putting in it now. Opioids, pills, progressing. Everybody thinking a lot of things are being accepted more, and things are progressing higher. And I mean, like the needle situation. In 2009, it wasn't accepted. Anybody that did it hid it in the closet. They was ashamed of it. Now everybody's, if you don't do it, you ain't cool.
You celebrate.
Yeah, if you don't do it, you're not accepted. So I'm thinking, in 8 years, it has rapidly progressed that fast. We have to stay on top of it, or people's gonna be dying left and right.
I just pulled up on the internet drug overdose deaths, and 2002 looks like around 12%, and in 15 or 12,000 in the U.S. and in 2015 looks like it was over 50,000 that died from overdose.
I seen on the news that there were more heroin overdoses last year than murders by guns.
It died out for a while, but it's made a surge back.
Yeah, these are strongholds. You spoke about strongholds earlier.
Yeah.
That we've got to do spiritual battle and be about our wits.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
you have to pray against it, because if you ain't careful, them demons will attach themselves to you.
And we just need
spiritually. So we have to spiritually fight the battles before we approach it. Because I've witnessed people, through contacts, they can attach themselves to you, and that they don't manifest themselves till later on. And later on, it's too late. So, like I said, there's a lot of effort and a lot of things that have to go forth. You have to be in constant contact with God and have a direct prayer line, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. When I don't know what to do, I pray in tongues. Paul prayed in tongues more than anybody. He wrote 2/3 of the New Testament. I think that's a good thing to do. Because your flesh ain't in it when you're praying in tongues. It ain't nothing but God. So when I'm in doubt, or I come in a serious attack or battle, when I'm around some people that I've encountered from my past, that's what I do. And they may trip out, but hey, I got them off of it. So yeah, there's a lot of effort that goes into it, but I think it's worth it for every soul that gets delivered, and there's freedom in Christ. You can't replace that.
There's very few families that is not attacked.
Yes.
Some way
Yeah.
through drugs or alcohol.
I guarantee you, at least 98% of the United States, somebody in their family has did it, or they know somebody that has.
And I had a
Not
brother
me.
that lost a job out of it. And it took him about 3 years to get off of it. It was a prescription drug.
And one thing I'd like to, I know I keep talking. One thing before I go, you heard how many institutions I've been to? 13. Or been 13 times. Some of them I repeated the same institution. Don't give up on them. If somebody would have gave up on me, you know, that's why you can never lose hope. That don't mean you have to enable them. That don't mean you have to do things for them or run crazy. But you can still pray for them and still have hope in Christ.
That's right.
You know, just to not give up on somebody don't mean to hold their hand. But you don't give up on them. If somebody gave up on me, I'd still be high. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been able to counsel those guys at Teen Challenge.
What you said about your parents not pulling you out of the pig pen. You keep pulling them out, they're going to go right back in. They got to get out of it. The prodigal son got out on his own.
That's right.
That's hard.
It's hard. I know they shed many tears. I've had many
Necessary.
people come up and tell me, boy, your mom and daddy deserve so much better. Things you've done to them. Talk about breaking down crying and being ashamed. Things they've had to go through. People that's had to stay up and pray for my mom and dad because they don't know what to do. You know. But now they got released. They got released. And you know, it's what they told me it's worth every minute of it. That's what they've told me. Because I had to earn their trust back.
Sure.
You know? That comes along with it too. You have to prove you are who you say you are. You can't just talk about it because it's like when you've been in many institutions I have, you know how to talk good.
Lie.
So you gotta prove with your actions. Anyway, any more questions? Would anybody like prayer tonight?
Anybody that will. Most of you know my son's situation.